everyone. This is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be doing a monthly wrap-up and seeing how my January went. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. So if that is something that you're interested in and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. Okay. So this is kind of a new thing for me. I used to just do a sinking funds update every month, but I do think that would be helpful for me to get a good picture of what happened in the month, what went well, what didn't work, and really intentionally make goals for the following month. So this will be kind of like a new monthly series on the channel. We are just going to go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to start with the sinking funds. We'll go into the monthly breakdown of my budget and my income. I did make a new sinking fund tracker for 2023, and since there wasn't as many sinking funds, it fit way better. If you remember my old sinking funds, where I had so many, ended up having to actually go over to a second page. So yeah, with only 9 sinking funds now, as I focus on paying off debt, definitely made my chart a lot nicer and simpler. The other thing about this sinking funds thing is I know it's not going to be super exciting because I did unstuff my sinking funds and rearrange them a little and put that money towards taxes. So now we're kind of to the bare bones. We'll link the little short I made below, but I did just make a short showing me unstuffing my bills and my secret stash because my February 1st paycheck is also going to be kind of low, and I already knew like I just want to pull that cash out. That's kind of why I had it saved in there, and I'm gonna get a couple more meh paychecks, so I thought I would just throw it in my checking account now so I could include it in my budget on the 1st. So that is why those did have money, but now they're at 0. We're just gonna get started, see what we have. This will be super quick. But yeah, bills now has 0. My medical has 20, 40, 50. And this is saving up for my medicine. I also am going to the doctor at the end of February for my yearly, and I might end up needing that for the copay. Savings, oh yeah, so savings, this is the money I've saved in my savings challenges, and I did decide I'm gonna make little mini envelopes. I wanna do that soon. I think it'd be fun each month to get like a tally of what did I save, like how my savings is slowly building over time. Right now in savings, in January, we put 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, $19. That was in our low income challenges. Shopping, there's nothing in shopping right now. So that one's starting out at 0 for the year. My giving, is this also starting out at 0? Yes. I am also saving money for Riley. She's going to be due for her yearly in April, so I would like to try to beef this up as much as I can. Right now she has a 20. By April, it'd be nice if that could be up to 300 because that's usually about what it ends up costing. My car, kind of like a car emergency fund. My car has 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. $90 for my car. Family, that is for my mom. Top priority. I'm slowly saving money to pay her back, but it definitely needs to become more of a priority, which is definitely made easier with the simplified funds. But my family has 50, 70, 90, 100. And then what is in secret stash I unstuffed the other day just for bills. Okay, so we have a very simple, humble start to our sinking funds this year. We're gonna see what we have. Really what we're looking for is the growth over time. For January, we are ending the month with 50 plus 19, 20, 90, and 100. So right now in sinking funds, I have $279. I did not put my emergency fund on there. That's moved online. I am earning some interest on it, but that I've kind of taken off the plate. But now that I'm saying that, I'm realizing I should have kept my emergency fund on here. I made this little extra space down here. I think I'll just fill it in. And then I'll change this page. My emergency fund, so I did put 1,000, as you know, and then as you know, I had to withdraw money at one point for a bill. So I'm actually down to 500, and then I've earned some interest. I think right now my emergency fund is only at 502.98. I've been pulling from it to kind of get me by, and I've been paying it back is now the priority to get it back up to 1,000. But even having the 500 is, for me, is okay. Definitely this season is hard for me, and I'm looking forward to some more financial growth. That kind of changes things. If I add that 502.98, that actually brings me down to 781.98. And I'm like, oh man, here I go, already making mistakes. So I will definitely remake this because I totally blanked out on the emergency fund, even though it's online. Total is 781.98 in sinking funds that I can pull. And I'm very brokenhearted about the emergency fund. It felt so good to have the 1,000. I think I had another video, like another budget video, I said paycheck was just so low that I really just had to pull money. So I pulled it out of there. And then I think that happened twice. The other half I actually had to use to pay my accountant. So I don't know if those technically count as emergencies. I needed the money at the time, and that's what I did. And so now it's pretty low, but it's okay. We're going to build it back up. And okay. So we're going to move on from this because I'm feeling a little sad at the moment that I worked so hard for that. And then I mean, I guess that's what it's for, but I have to keep reminding myself that sinking funds have to be fluid, especially when you're in a period of a high debt to income ratio. It's one thing, I think, if you don't have a lot of debt and you have the income and you can build, but when you're still at that phase of changing your financial habits, when you're still you're working on growth, you're working on debt payoff, and you're still building up your income. So, and I'm really speaking to myself here, but to be a little easy on yourself. That's what I'm telling myself, but I also think it might be nice to say it out loud for anyone that is in a very similar position as I am, where I'm almost like house poor. Like I make a decent amount of money, but so much of it goes to debt. And it's so variable because I'm a contractor. So I get these periods where I have to pull from what I saved. And that's why I'm a big proponent of save the money during that time that you have it, because those times that you need it, it's going to be there. And I guess that's my takeaway. I know I'm sad that I built that up and then I needed it to pay bills, but I have to tell myself the important thing is I had it to use and I still have a nice chunk. At the end of the day is what matters. Let's move on. I'm just curious to see how did my month go. So we're gonna break into, I'm loving This Is My Error book. Probably heard me say this a few times, but I love books and I love old books. And one thing that I love about this book is it reminds me of older book I would have got from the library. It's just making me happy. It's definitely, I like to use it a lot more than my other one. I did like the other one. This one for me feels more like a financial plan, a financial book, than the other one did. The other one, I just kind of wrote what I needed. But yeah, I'm digging this. So if you haven't bought a budget book yet and you want a good one at a decent price, that's simple and covers a lot of great needs. This Is My Era. This is a good one. All right. To start, we're going to review the debt snowball, since that is what's coming up first. And I did do my debt snowballs for the month. I didn't do the third payment because the third payment comes out of the first paycheck. I did not figure this out yet, but that's going to start in February. For January, I received 2 payments. So I did pay on my normal payment, I paid $77, and then on the 23rd, I made an extra $30. It's saying to put the balance there, but I should have looked it up and I didn't. Also, once they put back interest, I don't know how much that changes, but what I want to do is just see what's the total payment I made. So in January, I made a total payment of $107 towards my credit card. So, and the balance was $572.23. Balance should be down to about $465.23, and of course they're going to add interest. So let's just say they add $25.30 for interest. That means my balance should be at about $500 now with interest, which is nice. So I did pay a little chunk off. We are trucking along with the snowball. And I already decided that I know my first paycheck is going to be low, but I'm going to keep that habit of snowball payments. And if I only put like 20 bucks into my first snowball payment, I'm going to do it. I'd rather have the 20 bucks towards this credit card than just have it extra. Okay, so let's review what was done in January. So January, some of my goals were that I wanted to have a strict budget for low paychecks, and I definitely did that to the point where I barely went out. I mean, just didn't spend money like I would, or maybe even just like going to buy lunches, things that'll kind of pull from my account. I did not do that, or my cash. And it was to work out 5 to 6 days a week, and that's kind of a personal goal, but I definitely pretty much made that goal. I do have my savings tracker for that, which I'm super excited to do my first stuffing. But so far, January, this exercise challenge, which was a big goal of mine, is looking okay. I had 2 periods where I didn't work out. I got migraines, and then a migraine. But other than that, I kept it going pretty straight. So I'd say I basically almost reached that goal. It wasn't 5 to 6 every week, but it's okay. I was kind of dealing with the migraines. Pay estimated taxes. So this is a big thing I did to end January, was payment plan. I did do that. I do owe money for my 2021 taxes, and when I called the IRS, penalties added hundreds of dollars, which really was disheartening, but we're gonna make it, we're gonna be okay. What I did is I made a payment plan where they're going to withdraw $100 a month. I was getting really stressed out. Like last week, I think I had 3 nights where I woke up middle of the night and I literally was like up for hours stressing about paying taxes because again, the paychecks have been so low, and I'm at the point where I've had quite a few now. It's just, I feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. And I was like, how am I going to pay the 21 taxes? Got to look at doing my 2022 taxes and also start making estimated payments towards 2023 now. Super stressful. Talking to the IRS made me feel better because I just realized it's okay. It's going to be okay. And I don't have to come up with a big chunk of money today or tomorrow. I will be coming out of my January 15th paycheck, which I was kind of laughing to myself because I just finished paying off the hospital bill, which was like $189 a month. And I was like, yes, I get that money back. Well, I figured I've been doing that for so long. I know I'll have that at least extra $100. So I set up $100 to come out of that paycheck just so they're getting something every month and I'm good there. I don't have to stress and I don't have to feel like I have to pull 2022 or 2023 taxes to 2021. Well, 2023, we're not really there yet. I think when I say 2023, I'm just thinking ahead to this coming year. Really 2022, because I know I'm going to owe as well. And I would like to make another chunk payment before I do my taxes. That's what's in my head right now. The person I talked to from the IRS, she said, if you can, just make more. Like, we encourage you to make extra payments. At least you have it coming out. Goal is going to be when I start getting more paychecks, if I have a little extra cash, I'm not going to throw it towards sinking funds. My goal is to pay that bill by the end of March. And then in the beginning of April, I will file 2022 and probably do the same thing if I need to. And then 2023, we're going to be doing it totally different. When I save these estimated taxes, I figured I'm just going to pay it every month to the IRS instead of waiting for the quarterly payment. So the money is there. For some reason, I thought I couldn't do that. And then the woman would pretty much confirm, like, yeah, we'll always take your money and recommend making more, like, make extra payments. You don't have to stay to these deadlines. So that kind of solved the tax problem. And I figured that out, took care of that. Then the other one was to redo my debt payoff, and I did that. So all right, so I actually achieved all my goals for the month. Now let's look at what the income was, and that is back here. The January is also the first month where I've started getting some of my income through Eileen's Stuffs. Did get my first YouTube payment, and I have received a total about $11.72 in Etsy payments. Seems like Etsy drops like once a week. But let's see what our total was, and I will include this into my total since it was money I received. What was the state of affairs here financially in January? So my first paycheck was $1,687.50, so super low. And then my next paycheck was $1,601.25. Through my main job, I got $3,288.75. Again, a lot less than what I'm used to by like almost $1,000 to $2,000. Also, on top of that, I did receive $11.72 from Etsy, and I received $224 from YouTube. My total income for January was $3,571. It's saying, what did I save? Well, we saw what I saved. Really, what I saved is literally just what was in the savings challenges. I saved $19. What I'm going to do for the savings is just whatever I actually pulled out to save. Won't count rollover there. And then my total expenses. So this is something I'm super curious about. What were the bills this month? Let's see, I'm going to do this and I'll come back. All right, I am back. So when I included all the bills, the only thing that this does not include is food. Bare bones of the bills was $2,646.51. That's a pretty hefty sum considering that only leaves, is that even 900, 3,571? 2646.51. So that basically left me with an extra of $854.20 this month, which seems good. But then you consider I pulled out for estimated taxes. So estimated taxes, I pulled out $450, which then brings me down to $404. And this is about right. So this is about where I got to the point where I literally only took out 100 and something for cash. So when you look at that, that's only like an extra 100 a week, which I've never thought of it that way before. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, that is pretty low. Like 100 a week, if that's really, when things are tight, that's how tight it is for me. That's 100 a week for food, for anything else I might do. So if I'm going food shopping and it goes over 100, I don't have any money to buy something for the house. If I need my dog food, right? These things I didn't budget for, which is budgeted in the miscellaneous sometimes. I have to say I'm having a moment right now where I'm like, wow, okay, I guess I should be doing this more often because I've never thought about it this way, but it definitely shows why things are tight because when it comes down to the bare bones, it leaves me about 100 a week. Not very much when you have to consider part of that's your food money, or if you go out, it would, you know, if I would have went out and spent money at a bar or something, that would have taken it. And so I have to think about when I'm budgeting, if I'm not accounting for these things, I'm always going to go over budget. And I just feel like I just had an aha moment here. Okay. The question is, did I achieve these month's goals? And actually, yes, I did. And my month's wins. So what are some of the wins for me? I think my big win was that I called the IRS and made a plan. And that's a win for me because I tend to be a very anxious person. And like I said, I've been wake up like 3 nights of just waking up middle of the night and worrying about it. I'm like, I can't keep doing this to myself. I just need to call and talk to them and explain and be like, what can we do? That was a big win for me because I took care of the problem. I made a plan. And now I can sleep easier at night because I have a plan for how I'm going to do 2021, then 2022, look forward to 2023. Don't have to keep stressing out about it. What would be another win for me? I think would be, I don't know. I think I did really good with my exercise challenge. And I'm definitely going to have to leave probably 20 to 25 from my budget to pay for my savings challenges because I try to save even if it's like under 25, if that's going to be kind of my goal for the next few months is just save 25 a month. You can do that. That's a good goal. And what are some things I need to improve? I need more income. And I've been working on that. But again, because everything's variable, it just means I have to work harder. I also think I need to be better with my time. So time management, and that is so important because I need to manage all this stuff so that I can bring in more income. The other thing I think I can improve is probably just showed up here with the expenses versus income, the realization that I had about 100 per week when all was said and done. That's a lot. So I guess I need to be more aware of what is actually left over for me and how am I considering if I spent $25 in one area, that means I don't have it for the other area. So just being more aware of my spending money. And then what are some actions that I'm going to take next month to reach my goals? I think that kind of goes with the things I need to improve. Honestly, I'm just going to keep plugging along. So I am doing more things for the channel. Yeah, just plugging away. I think next month I'm also going to save about 25 for challenges. I think that's a low enough amount that I can do it. And I'm going to do my 3 snowball payments. So those are my 3 big goals. Okay, you guys, and that is the monthly wrap up. I already have like February going, so looking forward to February, which I might talk about in my budget video, but big goal for the month is I do want to put together a challenge book. I've been watching videos and learning about bookbinding. I'm getting kind of into it, trying to figure out how to make it work. And I would like to put out a simple challenge book, so that's kind of a goal. Also, again, focus on taxes is the big one, and I do have my taxes starting on the 20th. I should put that there as a reminder that it comes out then. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't think I've ever shown so much of the behind the scenes of my budget. It did kind of hit me though that I always show the budget, but I never show the end result. So I'm excited to do these monthly videos instead of just it being like a simple sinking funds one. I hope you guys are having a great week. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.